Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hello, everybody. Fantastic. Welcome, everybody. Here to break up great conversations, and it's always a good sign when you see people carrying chairs into an event. It is packed with Lakers, and it's wonderful to have you all here. I'm Scott Smith, Vice President of Advancement at Lake Superior State University. I'd like to welcome everyone to our 28th annual Great Lake State Weekend. There's a lot of Speaking to here. I thought I was doing it. Thank goodness for technical help. Okay. There's a lot going on this weekend, as you know, from academic open houses to a country music concert. Our inaugural Board of Trustees tailgate at 4 o'clock today, to unicorn rides. You can swim with mermaids, play oozball, and go to a Laker hockey game tonight and hopefully see a Lakers sweep this evening. This very important event is our Alumni Awards and Hall of Fame induction. To our award recipients and honorees, welcome to your sold-out event. You're kind of a big deal. Now you may have noticed we've changed things up a bit and combined the Alumni Awards and Hall of Fame induction. We did this for a number of reasons. First and foremost, because all of the award recipients share one very important trait. You are all Lake State students. Whether you're receiving an Alumni Award for your exceptional professional accomplishments or for your superior prowess as an athlete while you were here, either way, you were a student first. And you came here for an education. And we are so very glad that you did. You make us proud, and you deserve to be celebrated. Okay, so let's get going. To begin our day, it's a pleasure to introduce LSSU President, Dr. Lynn Gillette.
Thank you, Scott. I want to welcome everybody here today. It is a great day. We've had a great couple of days of events and a buzz on campus related to it, which is fantastic. I don't typically read, that could be interpreted many ways. So, Chairman McKinley, please don't use that against me later. I don't typically read when I speak, but I'm going to read a little bit and then read without any notes. We're here to recognize 7 actually exceptional people. They are truly exceptional. It's incredible when you look at the program and the people that we're recognizing today. In your program, you can glimpse some of the great accomplishments as students and some of the incredible things they have done in their professional careers. It is impressive, and we are proud to celebrate them today and call them Lake State alumni. Before we begin with our formal program, I want to share some great news about our university. It's our university. And as an aside, one of the things that I most enjoyed in the past few months in my role as interim president is meeting with alums and people in the community, because what I've seen is they love Lake Superior State University at least as much as I do. And that's an incredible thing. So I'm going to brag on us for a minute. we know that we are fantastic. And as I say, Lake State is a great university. Well, from an academic perspective, that sort of demands what's your definition of great. And my definition of great is this. We have a good degree of first-generation students. We have a higher amount of students that are on Pell Grants and do not come from the wealthiest families in the world. And yet, we provide an incredible education. Our career placement rate in almost all of our majors is 100%. I'm not exaggerating. Our career placement rate of students getting jobs in their fields in almost every area is 100% year after year. What we're fantastic at, and all of you alums know this, and everybody receiving an award tonight knows this, that we are laser beam focused on preparing our students in their fields of study to be prepared to get a job and to get a job. But we're much more than that. We're also laser beam focused to make sure that once they get in their field, that they are leaders in the field. And as I prepared my comments today, and I'm not going to read them, I'm going to say them. A great teacher is like a great coach. So Doug, I had you in mind. Mark, I had you in mind. And the other one in the Hall of Fame, and I apologize, I forget your name. Stand up. Scott, who's the other person being inducted in the Hall of Fame? I don't want to skip around. Okay, thank you, my bad. But I also was thinking about Anita and others. A great teacher and a great coach are very similar. And so what we do at Lake State that is so good is that we prepare our students for success, whether it's in the classroom, whether it's in a research lab, whether it's on a softball field, whether it's on a volleyball court, or whether it's in a hockey rink. And that's what makes us great. And so what I want to announce, and many of you know this, we were recently ranked #1 in the Midwest by U.S. News and World Report. It's best college. I want applause on that one. That's a great So as I've said many times since we got that news about a month ago, we know we're great, but it's also pretty great to get external validation from something like U.S. News and World Report. It has a real criteria. It's not a popularity contest. It's a real criteria to say that we're the #1 public college in the Midwest among the group of schools that we're compared to, which are undergraduate schools with some master's degrees. So that's fantastic. Now let me move on with the award that I'm presenting. Now for our first award, it's my privilege to present the Body Mary Mansfield Parent of the Year Award. Each year we invite our students to nominate their parent or parents for this award. As you can imagine, we get a lot of heartfelt letters from students who are grateful to their parents for inspiring them and providing the support they need to be successful at Lake State and in life. Now, can I tell you how important my parents were in preparing me? But this is not about me. This is about the parents that we're about to recognize and the student we're about to recognize. So let me read an excerpt from the letter that the student submitted. I would like to nominate my adopted parents, Stephen and Samantha, because of the sacrifices they made to assure my safety, education, and success. In 2017, I was legally adopted by Sam and Stephen. Before the legalization passed, not only did they care for me in ways such as providing a roof over my head, food on the table, and a bed to sleep on, they also went above and beyond to grow trust. They worked with me as much as I allowed them to show me that they would not leave or give up like past parent figures. I've been with them for 7 years. I've grown into a successful human, and with them along my side, I am positive I will continue to grow. This is why I believe that my parents, Samantha and Stephen, should be nominated for the 2023 Parents of the Year. So would you please welcome this year's LSSU Parents of the Year, Samantha and Stephen Heck, and their daughter, Brooklyn Abbott.
Thank you, Dr. Gillette. Congratulations, Brooklyn. Your parents are very deserving, and we sure are very glad that you're here. It's a privilege to be part of an event like this that recognizes successful alumni of Lake Superior State University. Before we bring up our first Alumni Award recipient, we'd like to make a few introductions. Would our current or any past Board of Trustee members please stand and be recognized? Would any past award recipients of the Paul Ripley Award for Young Alumni, the Kenneth J. Shouldice Alumni Achievement Award, the Dr. Donald and Catherine Finlayson Distinguished Citizen Award, the Outstanding Alumna Award, and any of our Hall of Fame members here today, please stand and be recognized. I saw Pat Caruso stand up twice so far. No? All right, we'll keep going. All right. Please stand if you are a member of the Alumni Board, or a member of the LSSU faculty, staff, or a retiree. Would you please stand and be recognized? By the way, next year, we have a new fundraising idea. It's going to be $1 to hug Professor Saluja. It's $5 for a photo. 100 or more, he'll personalize it with C, damn good grade. Our first Alumni Award is the Paul Ripley Award for Young Alumni. Paul Ripley served as the university's first alumni director and was a member of the first class in 1946. An associate professor of journalism, Ripley established the Laker Log, our alumni newspaper. The Laker Log remains a vital link between LSSU and alumni today. After a distinguished career of over 20 years, the late Professor Ripley retired in 1987. Paul's daughter and son-in-law, Patty and Bob Colheed, are with us here today. Where are Patty and Bob? There they are. This award honors graduates who have enjoyed exceptional personal and professional success early in their careers. Those honored must have graduated within the past 15 years and/or be no more than 40 years old. Receiving the Paul Ripley Award for Young Alumni is Dr. Ashley O'Dwyer. Introducing her is her dad, Doug Rickman, a 1978 graduate, and was also a member of the LSSU men's basketball team from 74 to 78.
Find my trusty notes here. I think the first thing I might want to suggest is to have the podium a little bit higher.
I second that.
So, it's really always great to be a Laker, and today's even more special because of Ashley's award. Thank you for all being here, and thank you for all the other all the others that got the awards, all the other recipients. So, I am Doug Reichman, the proud father of Dr. Ashley Reichman O'Dwyer. Ashley is married to fellow Laker alumnus Sean O'Dwyer, and they have two fabulous children, Murphy, 3, and Lily, 1, and a new puppy, Cinder. And there's Murphy over there. I told him I was going to introduce him. You go wave to everybody, Murphy. Okay. I'm not going to take too long because a lot of us want to do some fun things. Maybe go to the tailgate, maybe go down to the Alpha, watch another Laker victory. But our family has a long, long history with Lake State. Lake State holds a very special place to me and our family. It all started 50 years ago when I stepped foot on this campus after being recruited by Coach Tom Ludwig to play basketball. And I had a great experience over those 4 years that I was at Lake State. I was fortunate enough to play on some very good teams, made lifetime friends. Quite a few are still here today that I hung out with on campus. They're hanging out over here. You recognize the men. They have very little hair, gray, and I have both of those characteristics. We had a heck of a lot of fun, and I even managed to get a degree that was useful throughout my professional career. And I always feel comfortable coming back on campus. So Lake State connection continues. So Dr. Ashley has two sisters, and they're both here today with their husbands. She and her older sister, Jennifer, and a younger sister, Cassie. Cassie is a Lake State alumnus as well, and Jennifer spent the first 4 years of her life on this campus while I attended school here. She learned how to walk on this campus. She's over here. She ended up earning her degree from Central Michigan University, which that is just fine. We won't hold that against her. I may have utilized more influence over Ashley and Cassie's decision to attend Lake State. We would frequently visit the campus and attend alumni weekends throughout their youth. I would try not to bring them here in February when their faces would be froze, but we'd come during the nice weather months and show them some good times. And they became really comfortable with the campus and enjoyed the Sioux area. And obviously these strategies were successful. And the Lake State story continues. Ashley, Cassie, and Jennifer are married to three great guys. Ashley met her husband, Lake State alumnus Sean O'Dwyer, on campus. He's in the fire science program. In fact, he's an instructor here on campus now. Cassie met her husband on campus as well, Lake State alumnus Mike Smutney. He's in the engineering program. He's over here. And he also played basketball like I did. His teams were almost as good as what ours were. Real close. And Jennifer is married to Dan Booth, a Navy veteran and small business owner. And so my wonderful wife, Martha, and I are very proud of all of them. We are very blessed. And I also need to mention Chris McClear, Sean's older brother, is here. And he's also a Laker alumnus. He's in the fire science program. He's over here. In fact, he's just got promoted to captain of the Dearborn Fire Department. Congratulations, Chris. So we are a very Laker deep family. In fact, at Sean and Ashley's wedding, they had koozies made up that had their wedding date, and they said Laker deep on their koozies. And everybody got those. And I think Bobby has that with him right now. Yeah. So a couple of months ago, Ashley called her mother and I to give us the good news of her receiving this award, and she asked if I would introduce her at this event. Of course I said I would, as one parent doesn't like to brag about their kids. So I had a couple questions for her, and a couple were, who nominated you, and do you know who Paul Ripley is? She told me that Sean, Ashley's husband, nominated her without her knowledge last January. So thank you to Sean for taking the initiative to do that. And Ashley wasn't familiar with who Paul Ripley was. I explained that Paul Ripley is the father of Patty Coheed and father-in-law of Bob Coheed. They're both Lake State alumni and attended at the same time as I did, and Ashley knows the Coheeds as good friends of the family. One of Paul Ripley's positions at Lake State was the Director of Career Planning and Placement. I knew Paul Ripley as a very special person, and he helped me with job searches while attending Lake State and then career planning. Throughout the years, I would visit with him at Lake State events and also at various family and friend get-togethers. It was always a pleasure to speak to him. A very special person. This makes this award even more special. And she's already been introduced, and we really appreciate you being here today. I'm going to read some of the things why. I know a whole lot of reasons why Ashley earned this award, but I'm going to read them. Ashley graduated summa cum laude with an honors degree of Bachelor's of Science in Biochemistry, pre-professional in 2013. While a student at LSSU, she was in the honors program and was also a member of the Pre-Professional Society and Chemistry Club. She worked as a chemistry tutor and an associate instructor for humanities. After receiving her Bachelor of Science degree from LSSU, she attended Indiana School of Optometry in Bloomington, Indiana, and earned her Doctor of Optometry degree in 2017. While at Indiana University, she also did research as part of the Dean Scholar Program in Ocular Surface and performed testing for subjects in the Ocular Surface Clinical Research Lab. She has become a leader in her field of specialty contact lenses. Ashley began her career as an optometrist at Great Lakes Vision Care in Monroe, Michigan. In the fall of 2021, she came back to the Sioux area, which I was very pleased she got back up here. I'd much rather, Monroe is just fine. I'd rather come up here and visit Monroe. In the fall of 2021, she came back to the Sioux area. She accepted the position of Chief Optometric Officer at the new Bay Mills Health Center, located along the shores of beautiful Lake Superior at the Bay Mills Indian community outside of Brimley, where she advised and assisted in opening the new clinic. Ashley is also licensed to practice optometry in Alaska. She is majority owner of a traveling eye practice in Alaska called the Eye Guys, located in Wasilla, traveling to remote towns and villages, providing eye care to those that otherwise would not have access. Ashley is a very proud LSSU alumni, and we are very proud of Ashley. With that, I introduce to you with pride and privilege the recipient of the 2023 Paul Ripley Award, Dr. Ashley Reichman O'Dwyer.
I want to start by just saying I am so honored and humbled to receive this award today. If you would have told me 11 years ago when I graduated Lake State where I would be right now, what adventures I have gone on, and my plans for the future, I would have laughed. Let's paint the picture of 11 years ago. 11 years ago, I was living with my now husband at Westpier Apartments, which is over there. I was excited and thankful to be going to optometry school in the fall. We were studying and finishing up our last year at Lake State, surrounded by our peers who were equally as excited and thankful to go into their future fields. Now, 11 years later, here I am, living back in the Sioux. I work with two of my Lake State classmates at Bay Mills Indian Community. One is here. And we're all healthcare providers in this area. 11 years ago, I never would have thought this is where I would be. I would like to start by thanking my parents, my husband, my family, and my friends for their never-ending support. I wholeheartedly believe that you're the sum of the people you surround yourself with. And I am blessed to have one amazing support team. Without their positive energy, their support with anything I throw at them, I would have backed down or played small on my dreams long ago. When I reflect on where I currently am, I ask myself, how did I, a new college grad, unsure about moving a state away, hoping to make it through the next year's schooling, made it to this moment. In this current moment, I have been an optometrist for 7 years. After school, I worked in private practice for 4 years. I have been traveling to rural Alaska to perform eye exams for 3 years. I purchased that traveling eye clinic just 1 year ago, and now manage it from home after my kids go to sleep. Just 2 years ago, I helped create a new eye clinic for Bay Mills Indian Community, and that is where I currently see patients. I am a mom of 2 and a wife, my husband Sean, who I met at Lake State. In this current moment, I juggle being a wife, a mom, a business owner, and a doctor, and I absolutely love what I do. If you were to ask me how I got to this place, this isn't the easiest question. When I reflect on this, one thing comes to mind is continuously taking action, albeit messy action, but continuously forward action. I feel comfortable taking risks. I feel comfortable following my intuition and trusting I can figure it out as I go. I believe having a large vision is great. However, to me, it can feel overwhelming, almost insurmountable. For me, being flexible with the overall vision, taking action forward as it comes in the present moment, has worked for me. Just 3 years ago is when I made the decision to move back to the Sioux and help create the Bay Mills Clinic. Present day, we are booked out until December and the only clinic in the Eastern UP that serves the Medicaid population. Was this where I envisioned myself 11 years ago? No way. But being able to make that decision in the moment, taking a risk, pivoting, and seeing it through has helped many people in the area I live and given me purpose. Just over a year ago, I made the decision to purchase the Eye Guys Clinic in Alaska. Since then, we've doubled our trips to different villages and signed on an additional 4 doctors to help people in need. Once again, was this something I previously envisioned for myself 11 years ago? No. But once again, this decision has further impacted the lives of people and given me purpose. That all being said, by following my intuition and just deciding on the next step in front of me, not only have I found profound purpose in my life, but I also have had the opportunity to help serve thousands of people in my community as well as in Alaska. Thank you, Lake State, for giving me the tools and the confidence in myself to know what I can handle the next step of whatever is thrown my way. Thank you to Lake State for cultivating a group and a family that believes in me and holds me to a high standard as I am able to move forward. Thank you for this award. I am so excited to see what the next 11 years brings. For our first Hall of Fame inductee. Established in 1999, the Lake Superior State University Hall of Fame honors athletes, teams, coaches, and administrators for their successes while at Lake Superior State University. Our first Hall of Fame inductee into the 17th class of the LSSU Athletics Hall of Fame is Kelly Garrettson Michango. Introducing Kelly is Deb McPherson Doyle. Deb is no stranger here, as she was an early pioneer in women's athletics at LSSU. Deb served as both softball and volleyball coach for Lake Superior State College at that time, and taught for 39 years, retiring in 2015 as Professor Emeritus. Deb.
Well, good afternoon, Lakers. What a great event. Each year that we do this, there are, I'll call them the older folks coming back, the retirees. There are a lot of new kids on the block, new president, new athletic director, new coaches. But it's always, always a pleasure. I want to extend congratulations to all of the alumni award recipients and our other athletic Sports Hall of Fame recipient. Doug and Mark, it was fun catching up with you in the parking lot out there. Lots of good memories of your hockey days at this school and all of your achievements beyond. People follow that. The alumni are very proud of what you have done. Anita, we watched you grow up on campus, little girl. We followed all of your successes, and I'm just gonna say, Madden and Karuna, good job, good job. Ashley, great accomplishments, for such a young alumni. You do come from the family of Lakers. There's so much support there. And from my heart, I know Paul Ripley. I worked for Paul Ripley for 2 years, from 1970 till I left for a different school in the alumni office. And I love Paul to this day, and still very, very good friends with his children. Now I want to introduce you to my recruit, my player, my Kelly Gerritsen-Machado. And I am a bit possessive about this. Kelly's the 6th volleyball player that I coached, besides our 1978 team, that's been inducted now into the LSSU Sports Hall of Fame. And she joins the likes of Sean Lake Antler, of Helen Vukovic, of Teresa Shaheen Jensen, of Dee Fisher Weaver, who's here today, and Jean Carbonneau Ray. This is a real coach's dream team. All 6 of these gals, of course, continued to support the game of volleyball by coaching teams, and even their children went on to play high school and collegiate volleyball. Kelly and Dee shared GLIC first team honors in 1988. Their setter, Mo Shaheen Fitzpatrick, who is here today, still remains one of Kelly's best friends. And Dee and Mo, can you just stand for a minute, please? And I want to add to that, I want to introduce Susan Brown-Andery and Kelly Nowak-Fox, who are here also and played with Kelly. And you get to stand too. She also has many good friends and also a large family here supporting her, which she will introduce a little later. Like most sports today, the game of volleyball is ever evolving and changing. Kelly played during a time, I would call it a finesse game of the 80s. We played with international rules, ball handling was closely scrutinized, there was no rally scoring, and games were played to 15 points instead of the 25. That was 34 years ago. 34 years ago. I can't remember all the recruiting details, except that I first discovered Kelly when her team from Marathon, Ontario came to participate in what we hosted at Lake Superior State called an International Volleyball Invitational. And I brought 24 teams in, Canadian and American. And it was a recruiting dream because all of these teams came to me and I could watch. Well, I found Kelly. And one of the fun recruiting stories is that my volleyball scholarships were pretty much used up, and so I was also coaching softball. So Kelly came in on a softball scholarship. So she played softball in the spring, but she played volleyball in the fall, and of course volleyball really is her true niche. She played first base in softball. She was a good hitter. She played all 4 years, and that was wonderful. On her first campus visit, I took her to dinner. She and her mom, I think her mom Mary, was with us, and took her to dinner at the Antlers. She orders lobster. There should have been a little wake-up call there, but wasn't really in my budget. But she signed, and that was good. As far as a volleyball player, Kelly's a real natural, especially as an outside hitter. Again, I'm going to use that word finesse. She could instantly read, she could anticipate blockers. Her down the line shots were phenomenal. And she could use those blockers' hands that placed that ball out of bounds whenever. She communicated very well with her setters and really possessed an assuredness and confidence in her role to score. She was also a compassionate teammate. She always offered positive encouragement when necessary, and she made very, very good friends while she was here her 4 years on campus. She blossomed as a freshman in 1985. She earned GLIAC Player of the Week attention as a sophomore, and then she added to her attack percent and overall kill stats as a junior. She capped her senior year in 1988-89 by leading her team to a second place finish in the GLIAC. She was named to the first team, all GLIAC team, leading the league in attack percentage and was second in kills. Her teammate, Dee Fisher, was the opposite. So they held 1 and 2, respectively, in both of those statistical areas. She was ranked 10th and 14th in the nation during her senior year for attack percents and kills. She was also the GLIC Player of the Week twice. She posts an LSSU or LSSCU record of 8th in career kills, 2nd in single season kills, and 2nd in single match kills. An outstanding volleyball legacy for this university. Upon graduating in 1989, Kelly returned home to Marathon, Ontario, and she accepted a position as a recreation director in Nanisivik. Raise your hand if you know where that is. Her family does. It's on the Baffin Island, up in the Arctic. And I will say, at that time, she was probably the highest paid LSSC Bachelor of Science degree in recreation, starting at close to $50,000. But that was Canadian. And she probably still ordered lobster on her interview up there. As I mentioned, Kelly hailed from Marathon, Ontario, up on the North Shore of Lake Superior. She now resides in Heron Bay, Ontario, with her husband, and they have 3 daughters she will introduce. I do wish her dad Jerry and mom Mary could be here today because they would be so, so proud of her induction. Kelly's worked as a teacher at the Heron Bay schools up in that Marathon area. She's still a very competitive individual. And I'm looking at those pictures up there. I mean, maybe you're at fishing tournaments and you're bowling, you're playing pickleball now, and oh wait, darts. Is that the new one? Yes, it is. But anyway, I'm so, so very proud of all of her accomplishments and just love her to death. And I want to introduce to you and say special congratulations to Kelly Garrettson Machado. Am I in here too?
Wow. I guess I really don't have to say anything else because Deb pretty much covered a lot of what's in my little talk. Thank you all so much. This is the best feeling ever. I can't believe it. I'd like to thank the Hall of Fame committee for hosting this. It's an amazing job. Everything, the food was awesome, and full house. I'd like to thank Andrew and Aaron, well, mainly for being patient with me. I am not technology. I have no technology skills whatsoever. So when they would send me questions and whatnot, I think I used the same email for the whole duration. So anyways, I'd like to get started. Like Deb said, I'd like to start by thanking my birth family. My mom and dad are looking down on me and my sister Kimmy. I have my sister Kathy and Carrie here. So Mary Jerry, Kathy, Kimmy, Carrie, Kelly. I had a dog, Sandy, and a cat, Mandy. So every time I introduce my family to people that I know, I get them to reiterate it back to me. So if you guys all want to join with me, just kidding. Growing up in a small town, 2,200 people, if they're all in town. You knew everyone. I grew up with the same kids from kindergarten all the way through high school, and I'm truly blessed and loved every minute. So, to my sisters, Kathy, Carrie, who here, and my sister Kimmy, who's up watching over us, you were the ones that introduced me to the love of volleyball. Sister babysitters. Mom and Dad lucked out. I had 3 older sisters. I came from a background of having an athletic mother and a father and 3 beautiful sisters. So I lived 2 houses from the high school, but I had to walk a mile to school, 8:30 in the morning, back at lunch, back after lunch, back after school. My sisters had to babysit me, so I was able to be into the high school system at a very early age. I went from watching to ball retrieving, got into the bumping and the setting, didn't get to hitting till I got to high school. So I would like to thank you, and I appreciate you traveling this way to come and be here with me to accept this. So, on to high school. I ended up being the female athlete of the year for grade 8. I'd like to thank my coach, Grant Lavalley, who had trust in me, pushed me, encouraged me, and he was the one that made sure Mom and Dad sent me to all the basketball and the volleyball camps. So a shout out to him. A shout out to the 7 girls on my volleyball team. We played in, my last year, we played in 13 tournaments, 12 gold, 1 silver at the All-Ontarios. After that, we had the invitational here, like Deb said, at Lake State, and that's why I am here now. The Antler restaurant, I mean, I don't think I ordered lobster, but I did. My mother says, Kelly, I can't believe you did that. And I said, well, I didn't really like anything else that was on the menu. But they had those moose heads and clinging and clanging, and I'm like, this is gonna be a pretty great place to be. So, on to high school, like I said. We came here for the invitational tournament, and Deb said, I'd really like to have you. So, I had the choice of going to the Winnipeg of Manitoba or Waterloo. Summer school. Not me, I'm going to Lake State. So bear with me here. Deb, the first year, she made us run. Coming into Lake State, I thought I was in pretty good shape, but I was never a runner. My roommate Mo, front of the pack. 2 days later, I'm walking around. How am I going to even show my teammates I know how to play? I was so stiff. Anyways, Kelly, Dee, Susan, Mo, best years of my volleyball career. I thank you for pushing me, being by my side, and continuing to be a sister friend. My buddy Steps here, Gwen, Vicky Hill, who I did my placement at Indian Trails Camp with her for the disabled. I got to stay at her house for free. And I don't know if I should say this, but they did give me a security number, and got a little bit of trouble for that. So anyways, here I go. I am moving on to my coach, Deb. Having a team that we did, and the coach that I had, it was our years that I will never, ever, ever forget. Deb, you pushed me, you disciplined me, you tried to organize me. And boy, you are everything to me. She mothered us. She was probably one of the reasons why I got my bus license. Back in the day, I'm not sure if she might have had the proper license to drive a bus, but we didn't. Sometimes Deb might have been tired from coaching, but she was probably tired more from shopping. Every trip we had to go on, we had to go shopping with Deb. Here all of us poor students saving our lunch money. Maybe we could buy a shirt. Anyways, Deb, I thank you so much for being in my life. She's even traveled up to my hometown, went camping at Puckasaw Park, and spent a lot of time with my mom and dad, and she's even met my family up there when my beautiful children were little. Moving on to, she gave me coaching skills. I've coached now for, 7, 8 years. I've been an educational assistant, not a teacher, for 24 years. Now, I'd like to thank my family. My 3 beautiful daughters, Kaylee, and my twins, Danielle and Kiki. I've enjoyed watching you grow. I've loved coaching you, and now I love playing with them. Even along with my sisters too, being from the small community, you play, you fish, you hunt, you do every sport with pretty much the same people. I'm so blessed. My life has gone a full circle. To my husband Daniel, my rock, he's seen me at my best, and he's been by my side for my worst days. Without you, I wouldn't have had my kids. And even though we've had our ups and downs, we've come a long way, and I love you and I thank you for everything. One other thing, congratulations, Mark. It was a joy to watch you play hockey, even though we didn't get to watch much because we were the program sellers. I'd like to end with something. Oh, I want to give a shout out to Charlie Miser. You must be so proud of me up here talking. He was my humanities professor. And as you can tell now, I hate speaking in front of people. He allowed me to do my speech after class with just in front of him. So Charlie, I know you're patting myself right now for being up here. I thank you. Back in the day when I was with Vicky Hill, at Indian Trails Camp, we always gave people warm fuzzies instead of cold pricklies. And one of the passages that I came across, I use it a lot with the students and the kids that I coach. And it's called, "Always believe in your unlimited potential. Believe in yourself. You have the ability to attain whatever you seek. Within you is every potential you can imagine. Always aim higher than you believe you can reach. So often you'll discover that when your talents are set free by your imagination, you can achieve any goal. If people offer you their help or wisdom as you go through life, accept it gratefully. You can learn much from those who have gone before you. But never be afraid or hesitate to step out off the path your own if your heart tells you it's right. Always believe you will ultimately succeed at whatever you do. Regard failure as a perfect opportunity to show yourself how strong you truly are. Believe in persistence, discipline, and always believe in yourself. You are meant to be whatever you dream of becoming. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Kelly. Our next award is the Kenneth J. Scholdice Alumni Achievement Award. Dr. Scholdice served as Lake State's first chancellor and president from 1966 until his retirement in 1983. During his tenure, Lake State grew from a 2-year extension of Michigan Tech to an autonomous 4-year college. The Norris Center, Sisler Center, Library, which bears his name, and other campus projects were completed under his guidance. This award recognizes personal and professional successes that serve as outstanding examples to our graduates. The award highlights significant achievements of alumni who serve as leaders in our region, state, and nations. This year's recipient is Dr. Anita Saluja. Please welcome her presenter, LSSU alumni, former Laker women's basketball standout, business partner and friend. Some of us keep wanting to call her Becca Johnson, but it's Dr. Rebecca Novo. Becca.
Thank you. It's a true honor to be here introducing my colleague, friend, and mentor, Dr. Anita Saluja, for this award. If any of you know Anita and her family, know they're extraordinary in every way. Her stats, she's like the Olympian of academics. At 15, I was practicing free throws in my driveway, but Anita was graduating from Lake Superior State University, going into one of the most competitive medical schools in the country, if not the world, U of M, finishing there in the top 1% of her class in the highly coveted Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Society, where she met her husband, who's equally impressive. From there, she went to one of the most competitive residencies in medicine, dermatology, and then strategically selected sunny Florida, where she knew her skills would be high in demand, diagnosing and treating numerous skin cancers and taking care of people's skin health. She was there for 20 years in a multi-group medical practice, where she again rose to the top 1% of her peers in aesthetic dermatology. Seeking collaboration, greater collaboration and creativity, she went on her own with me. I was fortunate enough to be her wingman, and we formed a private practice in 6 years that grew quickly to over 50 employees. Anita's idea was to found a work culture on the 4 agreements. And if you're not familiar, always do your best, be impeccable with your word, don't make assumptions, and I think the hardest one for me, if not all of us, is don't take things personally. With this mindset and the foundation of a practice, we created a culture where we can all work and live to our highest potential. All success comes with a little bit of luck, and Anita definitely won the genetic lottery from her parents in both intellect and aesthetic, Dr. Professor and Mrs. Saluja. And she clearly, with the help of her husband, passed this on to her amazing children who are here today, Sajan and Priya. So beyond that, what impresses me the most about Anita is a consistent curiosity for knowledge that's both detailed and diverse, and a true passion for personal and professional growth that is absolutely contagious to every single person around her. So with that, I announce a very deserving Dr. Anita Saluja.
Thank you, Becca. It's truly a pleasure to stand here today as co-founders, as colleagues, as physicians, and especially as friends. Can you believe we share the common root of Sault Ste. Marie and Lake Superior State University, and that too through my brother? We met through my brother. It's such a great origin story, and it's been an energizing ride with you the past 7 years. I almost retired early, just like I started school early, and then Becca came along. I'm incredibly honored to be selected for this year's Shouldice Achievement Award. My time at LSSU over 30 years ago, ages 10 to 16, was the best time of my life. It was a time of building, the best time of my life, yeah. It really was. I've forgotten so much in between, but I remember those days so clearly. It was a time of building a vibrant community. I had hands-on, accommodating professors, small class sizes, and friendly, motivated classmates. It was, like I said, it was also a time when I finally grew enough that my feet touched the floor while sitting in a chair. And I have to admit, I'm only 5 feet 3 inches, so not a basketball player, and a little bit growth would have been nice. But the good thing is this podium is the right height for me. But seriously, the supportive learning environment made it fun to study. I often studied from opening to close with fellow students in the Shouldice Library. Shouldice Library was my home, away from home. I had a math crew, Larry, Nate, Kim, and myself, and we had our favorite tables on the second floor. We knew where to find each other. We hit the books, and we shared lots of laughs. And the coziness of Shouldice provided such a comforting escape from the cold outside. And of course, I enjoyed the study breaks at Shouldice too. Back when it was less digital, we were reading the papers at Shouldice. The newspapers were great. I was browsing the encyclopedias, and then I was catching up with people in the lobby. These were the good old days for me. Best of all, I left LSSU fully prepared for the journey ahead. Lake Superior State isn't just a place, it's practically a family heirloom. My father, the original, the legend, Dr. Saluja, dedicated 50 years to teaching in the business department at LSSU, and my brother, BJ, is also a proud LSSU graduate. Both of my kids participated in summer engineering camps here, and the legacy of our connection with LSSU fills us with pride and many memories. I must, of course, thank my parents, both educators, for the idea of enrolling me in a higher level mathematics class at Lake State when I was in 5th grade. They were like my backstage crew. My dad was managing my school schedule and acting like a chauffeur in his second job, taking me back and forth from school to the college, and my mom was packing my lunches and making carry-out dinners for me to eat at the Shouldice Library. They made all the difference. So thank you, and I love you both. Next, my sincere thanks to the outstanding LSSU faculty, administration, and staff. I had top-notch professors, Professor Suggett, Arabic, Thiesing, Mikowicz, Twilliger. They made learning mathematics engaging and fun. And my degree was in mathematics. I'm not sure much else to say about mathematics. You either love it or you don't, and I loved it. I also enjoyed economics with Professor Urkula so much, I even contemplated becoming an economist. Of course, Professors Person, Lehman, Higgs, and Stye provided the balance and encouragement I needed to stay on the pre-medical path. I had all rock star teachers. I can't forget the LSSU hockey team. They were national champions during my time here, and I think witnessing their accomplishments firsthand was a true highlight. I remember the foghorn, that was music to my ears, and Bill Crawford's voice during away games, especially when they scored. It was unforgettable. And then I was a sports writer for the campus student newspaper, and it was inspiring to write about our victories. I even used to try to shoot a few hoops with the likes of Doug Waite after hockey practice at the Norris Center. It was such a great time for me. Speaking of the Norris Center, it was my gym and my social hub and my under 21 nightclub all rolled into one. I did intramurals there was great music there were students there, exercise, plus the Norris Center steam room. I haven't found a better one yet. It was another warm escape from the cold. Although I really can't complain about the weather. It's sunny and beautiful today, and the cloudy weather occasionally, or often, provided me with a foundation of good skin, which led to my dermatology interest. The list of memories goes on. Student government meetings at the Sisler Center, tutoring at the math lab at Crawford Hall, and then I even had a friend, Jennifer, who's a resident advisor, and she graciously sometimes let me share her room at Osborne Hall, so I felt like I had a dorm room. So I really got a full experience. I had friends like Courtney and Wendy, and they were like big sisters, and they added to the richness of my experience. One of the guiding principles in dermatology plus plastic surgery and our 4-Year Best Self podcast, as well as my approach to my Saluja MD skincare line, is building a sense of community and nurturing relationships. The LSSU community extended far beyond my time here. It's been a lifelong gift. I lived with fellow LSSU graduate Mary Catherine Glabota, who's here, who's in dental school while I started medical school at the University of Michigan. Dr. Jeff Peterman, another LSSU alum and Sault Ste. Marie native, and my medical school classmate, kindly gave me rides home filled with lots of conversation during the holidays, and Jeff's here. It was like having family with me while I was away, and it definitely made the transition to adulthood easy. And of course, my wonderful colleague, Dr. Rebecca Johnson-Novo, our LSSU connection, continues to shine on the Space Coast in Florida. You gotta come visit us, by the way. We love it, right? I wanna end by expressing my heartfelt thanks to my husband. I'm writing him in now to this, Raj, thank you. And my children, Sajan, 22, and Priya, 19. LSSU prepared me for what lay ahead in life. It was my launch pad. My children continue to teach, surprise, and inspire me every day. Just yesterday, Priya advised me to learn how to ice skate because apparently she learned in Florida and I didn't learn in Michigan. So the message is there's always more to learn. Thank you once again. I'm grateful for the memories and the award. Let's go Lakers.
I believe it was 52 years that you were here. This could be the smartest moment of my life. I think I corrected Anita. Yeah. Listen, you were close. It's okay. I got you. Yeah. So Anita, I want to share with you 2 letters that were sent in on your behalf from guests that couldn't be here. Anita was the best student I ever taught. And she was fun to teach because she is so smart and always in good humor. I was fortunate to have the opportunity to teach Anita near the beginning of my career at Lake Superior State University because her abilities made me a better teacher. Thank you for helping me, Dr. Saluja. I am so pleased that you are receiving this award. All the best to you and your family, John Erkel. Anita, this one confirms your height issues and feet touching the floor. Dear Anita, how pleased I was when I learned that you are to receive this year's Shouldice Award at LSSU. I must say that it is difficult for me to accept the fact that the little 6th grade girl who sat in the front row of my college algebra class so many years ago with her feet swinging several inches off the floor now has college-age children of her own. I think of you from time to time, and every now and then a delightful little tidbit of news comes to me. And once again, I revisit that classroom and all the pleasure of it all. I am sorry that Donna and I will not be able to be with you and your family on the 14th, but we send our strongest congratulations. Well done indeed. Most sincerely, Tom Mikovich. Our second Hall of Fame inductee of the afternoon is Mark Vermette. I'm gonna do a straw poll here. Who remembers where they were in 1988 when he scored that goal? Holy cow, was that a moment in history. Introducing Mark is Anthony Palumbo, who's also no stranger to LSSU, as he was a teammate of Mark's and captain of the 1988 National Championship Lakers hockey team. Anthony was also a recipient of the Paul Ripley Young Alumni Award in 2005. Anthony.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I'd like to also congratulate all the honorees today. This is pretty much an awesome group of people. I would tell you, I mean, how impressive is this group? It's been unreal hearing these stories. Today, I get the great honor of introducing my good friend Mark Vermette. I better watch, I might get a little emotional here, buddy. I met Mark in the fall of 1985. Our freshman class consisted of Rennie Chapdelaine, Kenny Martell, and Mike DeCarlo. And we would really form a great bond between the 5 of us on and off the ice. And actually a lot of that was done at my home in Sioux, Ontario, where my mom would make her famous meals for the 5 of us. But Mark came in, when Mark came in as a freshman in 1985, he was a highly sought after recruit at Lake Superior. There were several of us were like recruited walk-ons, half scholarships. But Mark was being recruited. He actually told the story to the guys today, and hopefully, Damon, it helps with your recruiting pitch going forward. Mark was recruited by 4 different programs. And Minnesota Duluth was the program. They just won the national championship. And Brett Hall took him on his recruiting visit. Am I stealing your stuff, Mark? Sorry. So his last visit was Lake Superior. I'll leave the rest to him. He picked Lake Superior, which I think, in my mind, forever changed the trajectory of this program. His freshman year did not go near as well as planned. It was frustrating, to say the least. And Mark had, obviously turned down schools, and he was drafted in the Ontario Hockey League, which the Sioux Greyhounds would be a familiar program for you, but he was here. And I wasn't going to share your stats, but your other stats are so good, I'm going to share these ones. Mark had 1 goal and 4 assists in his freshman year. Maybe 5. Wasn't a lot. And I mention this because in today's world of the portal, kids leaving to go play junior, Mark had options. Mark had actually ended up in Sioux, Ontario to play for the Greyhounds. But Mark showed perseverance. He showed his true character and came back his sophomore year. Stronger and faster than ever. His sophomore year, he went from, I'll give you 6 points. He went from 6 points to 38 points in like 38 games, a point a game. And he really became a power player. And he became the player that really the rest of Laker hockey became modeled after. Strong, fast, finesse, and really mean. Really mean. And I love being on that line. But he really was, in my mind, and I'll talk a little bit about this at the end, a true trailblazer here. So Mark has a junior year for the ages. Mark actually only played the 3 years here. His senior year was phenomenal, right? Mark's stat line, 45 goals, 29 assists, 74 points. 45 goals in 46 games. Like, that's really unheard of, right? Led the country in scoring. CCHA Player of the Year. Does everybody know who the first All-American ever in hockey was Mark. The College Hockey News Player of the Year, voted by the Hockey News, obviously. And really, Mark should have been that year the Hobie Award winner. He got absolutely rocked. And because it was a Minnesota player, Minnesota had the higher profile at the time, right? But I think that I think most of us, especially in this room, we have bias, would agree that Mark should have been the Hobie Baker Award winner. So those are kind of his numbers and his accomplishments. So as I was thinking about, well, how do I get, what else sets aside a Hall of Famer? What makes a Hall of Famer besides the numbers? The numbers speak for themselves. So the first thing I thought of, trailblazer. Like, Mark was the first true superstar at Lake Superior State in terms of hockey. Division I program, he was the guy on the cover of the Hockey News. He was getting the media attention, well-deserved. He was on TV. In today's world, he'd probably be all over Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. He'd be a household name. And Mark brought that exposure. And it was interesting because I was talking to Dougie Waite last night, and I had written it in my notes. I don't think Lake Superior State gets Doug Waite, Brian Ralston, to show up at this school had it not been for Mark and what he did for this program. It truly was amazing. Truly was. And then, finally, when I think of Mark and the Hall of Fame, I think it's pretty much cut and dry. The most important goal this program has ever seen, right? The 45th goal of Mark's career here, of that year, was scored by Mark. The best player, Cord, you're making me cry. The best player on our team, at the most important time, in typical Mark fashion, goes to the front of the net. He's slashing away, using his power, his finesse, right, to score a big goal where, like Scott said, we all know where we were. Like, I knew where I was. And it was awesome. It was really awesome. So when I look at today's Laker program, I see Damon and where he's got it going, it's great to see. And I look back at the history and where it's at, I can't help but think Mark Vermette made a huge impact that can't be measured. I mean, he was a trailblazer in many areas. So with that, I'd like to introduce my dear friend and Hall of Famer, Mark Vermette.
That was amazing. It's so wonderful to be here. And Anthony, thank you for the introduction. Thanks for taking on and accepting the invitation. You've been a great friend for so long, and I'm grateful. So, being back here in Lake State these past few days, and being here right now in front of so many special people, at the Hall of Fame induction, Alumni Awards, and congratulations everyone, well deserved, and it's so wonderful to see you again, Kelly, and others from the volleyball team. It really is truly a special day today, but I feel this welcome back home sense, and as soon as I rolled into town on Thursday night with our old shag and wagon RV, shake, rattle, and roll the whole way from Red Lake, Ontario, 16 hours away. But I want to thank you for the welcoming. It's great to be here on campus, and it's great to be here in Sioux, Michigan. So there's so much I want to say, I could say, but I'll keep this relatively short. Lake State, Laker hockey, provided me the foundation and the opportunities to succeed. There's been some stumbles, fumbles, and trips throughout my life. But where I'm at today, like right now today, Lake State played a big role in that, in me getting here. So I am, again, grateful. I fell in love, I shared this with the hockey team this morning, and thanks, Damon. Great tour. It just felt so awesome to be there. I think it was 22 years the last time I stepped foot in that dressing room in the arena. I fell in love with Laker hockey the first day I stepped foot on campus. That would have been and Anthony spoke to it a bit, that would have been my recruiting trip. And it was my last of four recruiting trips. And to be honest, I had set my mind to go to University of Minnesota Duluth. They had just won the national championship. I was toured around the community by Brett Hall and others. However, but what changed my mind, and it happened so quickly, was how I was recruited when I got here. Right from the start, I was teamed up with former Notre Dame Hounds. That's where I went to high school and played hockey. I was teamed up with Maddie Cote, Grant Schmucker, and I apologize, everyone has a nickname. Randy, I'm working on your nickname. It's coming. So Maddie Cote, Grant Schmucker, Clark, and Paul Hornet Gerard, and I just want to acknowledge I miss that guy. He was a true character, true Laker, just a wonderful and beautiful human being. I met with the coaching staff, I met with a prof, athletic department, I think there was Bud Cooper at the time, the Blue Liner Club, I think it was Tony and Gary I met with, and then and then there was a community member, Mike Worley, met him and his family. And it was just, and I think I had dinner at his house, but the point of all this ramble is I was recruited by an entire community. I was recruited by the Lake State community and the community of Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. You know, and I wasn't a number. I wasn't just another hockey puck. It was just so accepting and genuine. It felt so real, and because it was genuine. And what's interesting is, and that's how I became a Laker. But I use that example even today. And a couple months ago, I was, and I just recently retired from the thankless job of city manager of the municipality of Red Lake. It is thankless, but it's so rewarding too. But Andrew can relate, and anyone that's been in politics, Tony. I mean, yeah, it can be thankless sometimes. But anyhow, we were in this community healthcare committee meeting, and we were just speaking to the struggles of physician recruitment and retention, and it just right away, it's just the Laker, my experience of being recruited by Lake State, and I spoke of, you know, we need to recruit as a community and not just silo of the hospital. It's, you know, we need to, you know, broaden, and because there's so many talents within our community as Lake State and Sault, Michigan. And it's interesting, the last hire I made before leaving the municipality, we hired a fire chief, and we hired him by doing what I call the Lake State recruiting approach, and we teamed him up with like-minded folks and similar interests. His wife is a school teacher. We matched her with the principal of one of our elementary schools, and what's interesting, and again, so we recruited him and his wife as a community. His wife, so they came to Red Lake, his wife accepted a teaching job even before we offered the fire chief his job. And it was funny because he came in my office and we were just having the last conversation. He says, I really hope you're gonna hire me because my wife just took on a job. So, but that's the impact the Lake State had on my life and still does. You know, the national championship team, you know, in '88, what an amazing year. We put this little school, you know, on the national map. You know, just reminiscing, we fell on our faces. Game 1 against Merrimack, but came back in true Laker fashion and beat them. I think it might have been 5-0 or 5-1. Then we went on to the big dance, the Final Four, and we kicked Maine's butt. And they had all the talent in the world, but they could not match our team play because we were a true team. And this award today I'm accepting, it's about our team. And it's all about the great people of Lake State and Sault, Michigan, and obviously my family. We were dominant along the boards, in the corners, cycle, low play. Coach Anslom was well ahead of the game. And but I remember Anthony and Cerny and other teammates will remember this, that our game plan was, we're going to play from the dots to the boards. We're going to make them play on the outside and play on the walls. So we made them play to our strengths, and that was amazing. So 4-3 overtime win. Hoffey stood on his head. Sophomore sensation Cerny, I think you might have had 2 goals that game. You were a stud on D. Pete Stauber, I don't know if you guys remember how he accidentally knocked the net off. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, it was so obvious. But I scored the biggest goal of my life, obviously. And you all remember, it was a breakaway, top shelf, way up there where Mama puts the peanut butter. No, it was a mad scramble. It had seeing eyes. And what's funny is a guy by the name of Jamie Baker was on that St. Lawrence team, and we ended up being in the Quebec organization, and we, just for fun, we would reenact that goal because he was the guy in the net that the puck went through his. He was the last one standing behind the goalie there. So we had a lot of fun. And of course, Bakes went on. He had a really good hockey career. But our national championship team made up of, we had 2 seniors, Craig Huey, and Terry Hosick, the Hoss Cat. 6 sophomores, as Anthony mentioned. Mention everyone's name. And we had an awesome sophomore class, as I mentioned. Court Cerny was amazing, but with Jabber, Stobbs, Kez, Reeder, and Drew Famulak. But the most impressive part is on our roster, I think it was 26-person roster, we had 13 freshmen. And, you know, we had guys like Dougie Laprade, and I don't think Dougie made it here today, might be coaching, but Dougie was a pain in my buttocks. He would line up in practice next to me every drill, and I'm like, oh, can you just go to the other side, because you're gonna make me work really hard, because I wanted to beat him, right? So, but he challenged me, and I give Dougie a lot of credit for pushing me and driving me even more. And of course, Hoffy was just amazing. And then Dowder, how did they ever find Jim Dowd? Some awkward New Jersey guy shows up and he's just amazing, like so talented. Just want to acknowledge others from that team, of course. Coach Frank, he was the coach here that year. Of course, Jeff Jackson, Rocker, Jim Rock, Brian Toy, the trainer, Gil Soames, he was so much fun. Tim Paris, and I want to acknowledge, he's a bit of a Rico Suave, if you remember him, Bob Mancini. Yeah, he recruited me. Just want to acknowledge him, and great teammates, great staff, and even greater people. So in closing, I just want to thank my amazing, talented wife, Marnie. Our beautifully blended family, Lauren, Emma, Anna, Opichikwe, which is Sarah, and Anton. Anton's doing exams, unfortunately couldn't make. I also want to acknowledge Colin, Sarah's partner, and Randy, the newest one to the clan. Obviously, I want to acknowledge my unwavering support of sisters. Margaret and Joanna here, thank you so much for coming. And then, of course, my other sister, Joanna, unfortunately couldn't make it. My late parents, Tones and Beverly. Also, I just want to go back, I also want to acknowledge Bill Crawford. So, the voice of the Lakers played a big part in our team and just the makeup of Laker hockey, even still today. Acknowledge my folks. And of course, my great friends that are here, Barry O'Connor, Dave Thomas unfortunately couldn't be here, Brian Pepler, Peps, and of course my best friend forever since we were little guys, little John Wilson from North Bay, love that guy. And all my Lake State teammates, of course Anthony's we've been buddies forever, and Cerny, and so great to see Doug Wade. He's been so amazing, and our family was so excited to meet you, Doug. Yeah, all of the teammates, all of the professors, everyone that helped me to be successful and stand before you here today. So thank you, Lake State. I'm humbled, and I'm so very proud, and thank you, and miigwech.
Congratulations, Mark. Our final award is the Outstanding Alumnus Award. This award honors personal and professional accomplishments and involvement with LSSU. This is the highest alumni award presented. The award highlights significant achievements of alumni who serve as leaders in our region, state, and nations. This year's recipient is Doug Waite. Here to introduce Doug is a former collegiate hockey player and chair of the LSSU Board of Trustees, Tim Luqueta.
Thank you, Scott. Hello, everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to be with all of you today. As was said by my good friend Anthony, it was incredible to hear the stories of all the award winners today. Truly inspiring. And it makes me so proud to be associated with Lake Superior State University. It's my honor today to be able to present the Outstanding Alumnus Award winner. Doug Waite could be described by many different titles, from NHL captain to a Stanley Cup champion, an Olympian, an NHL coach, a great family man, and of course, a true blue LSSU Laker. Doug Waite attended LSSU from 1989 to 1991 and was an outstanding Laker, racking up 144 points in 88 games over his collegiate career. He was selected to the CCHA All-Rookie Team in 1989-90 and helped LSSU to CCHA regular season and playoff titles in 1991 and back-to-back NCAA quarterfinal appearances in 90 and again in 91. Doug's exemplary play was recognized in the 1990 NHL draft when he was selected in the second round, 34th overall, by the New York Rangers. He went on to have a stellar NHL career, playing in 1,238 games over 20 seasons, scoring 278 goals and 755 assists with 6 NHL teams. Doug was a 4-time All-Star who scored over 50 goals in 9 seasons and won the Stanley Cup with Carolina in 2006. And as if all that isn't impressive enough, Doug also represented the USA in 9 international tournaments, including 3 Olympic Winter Games, 3 IIHF Men's World Championships, and 2 World Cups of Hockey, winning a gold medal in the World Cup in 1997 and an Olympic silver medal in 2002. After retiring from playing, Doug became an assistant coach of the New York Islanders in 2011-12 and was promoted to head coach in 2017. More recently, Doug was a key member of the San Jose Sharks organization with the title of Hockey Operations Advisor. While Doug's on-ice and hockey-related exploits are many and worthy of great recognition of themselves, Doug is also known as an outstanding person and has been recognized in numerous ways for his efforts. Indicative of the character that Doug possesses, he was a captain or assistant captain in a remarkable 15 of his 20 NHL seasons. Doug was recognized with the NHL Leadership Humanitarian Award in 2010-11 for his charitable efforts in the communities in which he played. Doug was inducted into the LSSU Athletics Hall of Fame in 2010 and into the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame in 2013. Doug's a native of Warren, Michigan, and he's married to his wife Allison, and they have 3 children, daughters Ryan and Addison, and son Danny. And I had the pleasure of meeting Doug's mother, sister, and brother-in-law today as well, who are here with us. For all of his success and accomplishments, Doug has always remembered his roots. He remains a proud Laker and has never forgotten to acknowledge the role LSSU played in launching his impressive career. In 2002, he established the Doug Waite Hockey Endowment to support Laker hockey operations, noting that it was his intention to establish an endowment that reflects his desire to benefit the growth and success of the program while inspiring others to contribute as well. His endowment represented the first major financial contribution by a former Laker hockey player in the university's history. In 2021, the Doug Waite Performance Center was made possible through this endowment. The newly renovated facility includes all new Florida ceiling decor and a state-of-the-art weight equipment. The Outstanding Alumnus Award honors personal and professional accomplishments and involvement with LSSU. It is the highest honor that the association presents, and I cannot think of anyone more deserving of this recognition. Please join me in welcoming back to the Sioux and in honoring Doug Waite as the 2023 recipient of the LSSU Outstanding Alumnus Award.
Tim, I know you were looking for one of those hugs everybody else got. I saw it on your face. I'm also upset. They told me I have to keep it under 45 minutes. As Bill knows, yesterday Bill was interviewing in second intermission. And he said, God, you love the mic. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, well, there's 8 minutes left in the third period, Doug. I gotta get going. So I just kept talking. But it was nice visiting with you, Bill. Ashley, how about maybe hooking me up with some contacts? Huh? I need some help here. So under 45 minutes, I guess there goes my Lynn Gillette impersonation I was gonna do. Thank you to the university. I think, wow, just a great honor, privilege to be here with you today. I couldn't be more proud every time I come back. I think Mark and everyone said it. It's like home and gone too long, but when you come back, it's seamless. So thank you for the university and the committee for thinking of me. I should be going first, I think, in these speeches. Mine's I was just a fortunate kid that got some breaks and then in a position to help something that meant so much to me. And as I look at all the accomplishments that everyone has reached, I feel a little embarrassed to be standing here after having listened to those amazing speeches. Excuse me. But congrats to everybody. I'd like to thank first a few people that handle all the rhetoric and the craziness that goes on. Aaron Lake, who I just met, just countless emails, and Kelly, you could tutor me in computers, believe me. So I don't know how I answered the emails, but I kept getting phone calls after that because they realized this guy's an idiot. We gotta call him. So my wife was out of town. I was like, so I apologize, Aaron. Scott Smith, who is amazing, amazing individual, great guy, a great ambassador for the school. Proud to have you and got to know you quite well over the years. And I told you my wife's got a little bit of a crush on you, so keep your distance. Sorry, I'm half blind. I just got to meet Andrew Rubenstein, who was great, doing a great job, and he was on it as well. Just thanks so much for your help and taking care of our family. And I had my kids come in, then they weren't, then my wife, and room cancellations, and just a pain. So I appreciate it so much, and it shows what this university is about. A lot what we've heard of the stories of how it grounds you. I don't think Cerny would agree with me being grounded when he knew me as a freshman, but I've come a long way, Court, so thanks. I wanted to thank Damon Witten for letting us take a tour today. You're doing a great job. We're so very proud. Hopefully we get a big win today, but we were able to speak to the guys a little bit today. And looks like you have a great young class coming on, young team. And you know, we're always Lakers, man. We'll watch every game and know what's going on. So keep up the good work. And thanks for your time today. It was nice to meet Tori, the new athletic director, his first day. You know what they say when you get a new job, just don't blow it. No, but you were I heard a lot about you last night and some great stories. You obviously have an impressive resume, so best of luck to you. It was great to meet Lynn as well. We have a great foundation. You have a great great background as well, and it's good to have you back in the area and working with this institution. So, you know, God, I can't speak enough of the 4 speeches we just heard, and really to see impressive. I think Anthony hit it on the head. Truly impressive, and I'd like to congratulate everybody. Ashley first. What you've done in 10 years is amazing. Happy birthday, Lily, tomorrow, right? Am I wrong? Yeah. Okay. And Sean, congrats to you. So impressive what you're doing, and just really happy for you. I hope you and your family enjoy the weekend. I had a nice chat with your dad yesterday as I looked up at him. But enjoy your weekend for sure. Anita, we have a couple things in common. You have a place in Florida. We're right down the road. We just learned that. Raj and I were talking. And I also graduated at 15. No, Mom, back me up. One of the most epic 8th grade graduation parties ever in Detroit. It was awesome. It was unbelievable. I'll never forget it, Mom. Thank you for that. But seeing your father and your mother and your kids and your husband, what a family. Dr. Sluja, I mean, it's just great to see you. I don't know if you just looked old when I was a kid or you just don't age. I'm trying to figure it out. He just doesn't change. Every year I'm like, so your family is wonderful. You can see the apple didn't fall far from the tree, and just amazing accomplishments, so impressive, and your children are awesome. Even though they had all the U of M stuff on yesterday, I got over that quick. My brother-in-law also a U of M man, but just really impressive, and it was great to see you, and hopefully we can continue the weekend, and I hope you guys enjoy yourself. So the best to you. And Kelly, I don't know, anybody that can play 2 sports and go to school and have the success you've had and the way people speak of you and your beautiful family. I mean, Deb, that was a wonderful speech as well, but kudos to you. Your discipline and your focus must be unbelievable. And certainly, I thought you were, I didn't read the whole bio when I was reading through, and I was like, what was she, like a archery or a hunter? Because it said you had like 454 kills in 1 year. That's pretty good. But congrats. I hope, I had to loosen this up, guys. After those 4 speeches, I couldn't go like all, and everything's gone from my whole speech. Everything's already said. So I'm just pushing it here. But congratulations to you, though. Truly well deserved, and it's great to see the support of your all your volleyball friends and people. So the best to you. And Verms, God, where do I start? I know I'm, again, reiteration, but I'd be remiss if I didn't didn't say pretty much the same thing Anthony said. You know, there's 3 reasons why you were the best player, the best year that's ever been seen in college hockey. And think about that, you know, a lot of great players, and you can have arguments, but no one touches it. And there's 3 reasons why. It's 45 goals, which is a number that isn't even, if you have 45 points, you're a first round pick now, not 45 goals. It's a number that it doesn't make sense. I think secondly is the way you scored your 45th, which we went through. I don't remember the breakaway, but that's fine. A lot of concussions. But no, the game-winning goal in the national championship game, like, what are you thinking of when you're 8 years old? You know, like, it's just, it's storybook, and it leads into point 3, which is what Anthony, you know, stated, transformation. It vaulted this place that we love and covet into a national prowess, like, overnight, and you did that, and that's you. You're not taking it, and it is a team. That team that I saw when I came back, and I was 2 years behind you. I saw how close you guys were, and every year we came back, you guys were just, and you fed that to our team, and I'll lead on that in a second. But you vaulted this program, and I would not have been a Laker if it wasn't for what you achieved that year. I wouldn't have. I just know it. I know, and thankfully my dad made all my decisions, but I know I wouldn't have came here because he would have told me to go somewhere else. So, not that I wouldn't have chosen if I had that, but, and I think you said something during your speech that, you know, what it meant when you came to visit here, and you felt like it was just so genuine. And I don't know, it just struck me and I wrote it down. I don't know if a word, you know, we didn't play in the same team, and I've only got to see you in the summers once in a while and got to know you a little bit, but that would be the word I would describe you with, as genuine. You're just a real dude, and you're an awesome guy. I can tell your family is just amazing, and so proud. I do have a little issue with Margaret. I sat next to her for about 8 minutes of the game yesterday, and she has a little problem. Anytime the puck gets near the net, she goes like this. And I do have a cracked rib. I spilled 2 beers. But besides that, I'm unscathed, Margaret, no problem. It was scary. It was scary. But you have a great family, and congratulations to everyone. I kind of wanted to make that what it's about, because what you guys have achieved and is being recognized is the important thing. I said earlier, I had the easy job of just being so fortunate enough to, and being able to give back a little bit to such a great place in my life. But as far as, I'm gonna get the glasses again, sorry. But upon the privilege of being here for this award, I look back and when I came here, the Laker fans from my first visit, and when I decided to come here, my dad decided for me to come here. I've been treated so well. I see so many faces of the Blue Liners. From minute one, you're having dinner in these houses with their kids, and they're cooking you home-cooked meals, and they love hockey, and they treat you like you're part of their family. I needed that. I was nervous coming up here in the middle of nowhere here, and realized soon that it was such a beautiful place with the people and the scenery, the hockey fans, the school, the professors. We've said it all. It's just an amazing place, and they made us feel at home from minute one, which extends on to what we talked about of recognizing their team, all those players that played with you guys, Anthony, the guys that came behind you. I mean, don't get me wrong, if Doug LaPrade was here, I'd tell him they were all tough on us, those upperclassmen, but they invited us in right away. We were a part of a team, and we were gonna work. We had fun. We had fun, but we were going to work. When you're at the rink, you were focused, and they made us part of the family. It's a huge thing in success, and I don't care if it's hockey or it's volleyball or it's you're in an office. You need to like your surroundings and enjoy it, and treat people the right way, and have people around you that respect you and want to work for you and want your success, not just their own. In 2 years, I learned more here than anywhere. So I feel very, very lucky to have been a part of not only the hockey team, but the community, the institution, the friendships that I still have. Like, in talking to the players today, it's the best years of your life, and it's special when it turns out to be when you're 50 and you realize it wasn't just special because it was that time, and it was special because it's a special place. So I'm very, very humbled to have this award, and I'm proud. I want to thank people that couldn't be here. My wife, Allison, my son plays hockey. Danny, he's in senior year at Colorado College, so it's Parents Weekend. So we had to. I know, sorry. If you were here, honey, I'd cry. But 26 years of marriage. She's a wonderful wife, I don't know what she's thinking, but she's still here, hanging around, dealing with me. But she's a wonderful person, and my daughter Ryan's 24. She's a graduate of Wake Forest from the business school there, and she works in the city in Manhattan. Couldn't be here, and just a wonderful girl. And I mentioned my son, and my youngest daughter, Addison, is a sophomore at Wake Forest. And she's doing some probably up to no good in that sorority stuff this weekend. So, but they wish they could have been here. But I was able to have my mom come in from Detroit, the best mother I could ever imagine of having. A wonderful person. She actually walked here from Detroit. She's amazing. So I had to crack a joke because I don't want to start crying. This is baloney. Don't look at me. So she did. She drove. My sister Sharon, who is the same wonderful person her mother is, as a sister and a mother. Stu, can I say wife or? Just nod, either way, it's no pressure. She's a great wife too. No, but I love you guys and her husband Stu. But thank you for coming. I love sharing this with you guys. I'll end and just say, what a great day. I want to get you guys out of here and get a nice cold beverage in your hand and enjoy this beautiful day before another Laker win. But thanks for having me a part of this, and I'm so proud to be sharing it with such great people. It's so nice to meet everybody and such beautiful families, and all the faces and people I may have forgot. It's great seeing you guys. So thank you so much, and always in my heart, go Lakers, and thanks again. I appreciate it.
Doug got his hug, Tim got his hug. All right. Congratulations. Wow, how do you sum up that day? I think two things stand out. I corrected Anita Saluja. Tell Allison I said hi. Those heartfelt stories. Boy, Anthony, thank you. Thank you for your heartfelt stories and your presentation. And all of them. They were wonderful. Congratulations to all our very deserving award recipients and inductees. Thanks to all the people behind the scenes who make this happen, the Alumni Board, the Advancement Team, Food Service, and Physical Plant. Big thanks to the award committee. A big thanks to the award committees. Because I'm telling you, selecting our Alumni Award and Hall of Fame inductees is not an easy task. It is a privilege to be on those committees, and it is not an easy thing. I've seen them in action, so thank you so much for doing that. But wow, what a job they did, huh?
Time the guys come back.
Thank you.